Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special Let's Explore. This is going to be a longer episode, so I sort of apologize for that in advance. This is Final Fantasy 15 episode Duscae. I have completed the demo. I streamed it last night to a pretty big audience. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it. The combat in this game is great, the visuals are amazing, but I want us to explore this region. And sort of what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what we see, because that's really what we want to do in this series, is talk about the space, but also we are going to hunt down and fight a behemoth, and we are going to kill it without having to use the summon that we got earlier in the game, which, spoiler alert, I'm going to say in 3 seconds, it's Ramuh. It's the lightning summon. It's really, really cool, and it can basically kill anything in one hit, but we don't want to do that. We actually want to fight a behemoth for real this time, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to move through the space, talk about it, fight the behemoth, and hopefully we'll go from here, our starting point, the gas station, where you can see Sydney in the background working on our car in her yellow jacket. We're going to move from here through the Duscae region, kill the behemoth, and hopefully end up at the Chocobo farm on the other end. And so a large part of this is going to be not just me. I swear to God, I'll stop talking and start talking about more important stuff in a minute. It's going to be us fighting the behemoth. It's going to take up a large part of the battle, so I'll probably put an annotation if you want to skip it. But let's talk about the space. So Final Fantasy 15 is interesting, and one of the things that a lot of people found the most interesting was the fact that it feels so modern, right? So this is like a normal gas station with normal cars and, you know, a flatbed truck and all of these things. And some people found it sort of off-putting because there's still, you know, magic and summons and all of these things, but in actuality, this isn't much different in tone from anything that we get in, say, Final Fantasy VIII. So, you know, that gas station, it's no different than, you know, the buses moving around Galbadia or something like that. The only difference is that it's very quickly juxtaposed with, like, a natural land formation that has, you know, this magic crystal spire in the center, and, you know, you can see the rock formations do these crazy arcing motions. So over here it's like really cool magic land, and then over here it's like a highway with, you know, a windmill and a gas station. And I think some people found the juxtaposition sort of harsh, but Final Fantasy has skirted with sort of what we consider modern technology for a long time. Final Fantasy VII has a lot of modern things in there. We just tend to not, you know, think of them as such, because we're like, oh, those are powered by Mako and not electricity, whereas here we can see like actual power lines and stuff. I don't mind the juxtaposition. I think it makes the game world feel more lived in, which is really nice. We're going to get into combat here for a moment, so I'm going to teleport in and just attack this Saber Tusk. Combat in this game is really satisfying, and we'll stop after this encounter to sort of talk about how it works, because really it's our main mode of interaction with the space, or at the very least the combat mechanics are important modes of interaction with the space, and that will help us sort of understand why we care about what's going on in this game space as much. And I think, yeah, so some Imperial soldiers just showed up. So we're going to show off something called Armiger, which is I use a lot of my magic, and I jump in and I can use sort of all my swords at once. And now I just sort of rush in and attack and teleport around, and it's, you know, this is still a tech demo, right? So the engine, it taxes the engine quite a bit, but, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of interesting stuff. So the reason why I sort of am saying that combat is this thing that really is important for contextualizing the space is because Duscae is a region that's really alive. And not just when you're in sort of, you know, quote-unquote town areas like the gas station, like the Chocobo Farm, where there are NPCs, but I mean, there are enemies and wildlife and everything in this space that are constantly there. We have these creatures right here. These are Garula. They're sort of large, lumbering beasts. You can see that there's a saber tusk right there. In the lake are these giant crystalline, coated, almost dinosaur creatures, and yet we still have all of that, and we have like a water tower and a place where people would stay, or at least it's an abandoned place, but there's a sense that this was a space that was lived in once too. I'm running away from some of the battles because really the big thing is going to be fighting the behemoth, which is very dangerous, and it will take a little while. But you can see you have all of these things in the world, and your friends are right alongside you, and you move with a real sense of heft and gravity. So I'm moving here, and you can see I scramble in the dirt when I make those motions. All of this sort of adds up to give a game world that really establishes itself as existing in a much stronger way than we had on, what was it, in Final Fantasy 13? Pulse, right? When you finally got to when things were open. That was interesting and had some sort of solid qualities to it, by which I mean like physical qualities to it that made it feel like an actual space. But here, I think things are a lot more tangible because the space has so much going on in it. At nighttime, goblins will attack you, and then an Imperial, dropship will fly over in the sky and maybe drop some soldiers, and all these things will happen at once. And so it's not necessarily this thing of emergent gameplay, but there are a lot of things happening. There was the shadow of a bird in the sky. I don't think I can quite see it yet. But it's just all those small touches really add up to a game world that feels lived in and feels active. The real trick now is going to be locating the behemoth. We know it's hiding in the wetlands. We just don't fully know where yet. In the demo, it's this whole big production where we do all of these processes to try and attack it once. We fail, we run away. But I actually think that's the behemoth up ahead. So if we can, we'll attack these saber tusks on our way to the behemoth. And you can see I attack, and I'm switching between a lot of weapons. My main weapon that I'm using is just a normal sort of short sword, right? But I have the ability to switch, so I can go to my weapons, and let's say, maybe what I want to use, and we'll use this against the behemoth too, is I want my main melee thing to be a partisan. And so now, when I counter, I'll use my lance. When I do finishing blows, I'll use my giant two-handed sword. But now, when I attack the saber tusks again, maybe I'll just bust out the giant sword and kill them. But if I get to this fella here, you'll see now I'm pulling out the halberd, and now the greatsword. And you can see, like I said before, now Imperial soldiers are showing up, and there's a lot of them, right? This very big display of military force in this space, and we can just, if we want to, we can leap in with Armiger and really just ravage the opponents in a way that's really special. And when you're in Armiger mode, you can sort of spam your special attacks, or just focus on a couple of single enemies and really burst them down with a lot of DPS. Armiger mode is going to be absolutely essential to our sort of completion of the behemoth fight. And you can parry and dodge, and so enemies that you encounter in the game space really feel alive. So parry, or I messed that one up. So he's actually going to detach. Oh no, my buddy saved me there, but they can detach. And you can see we did a little fist bump because my buddy saved me. So that's another thing where the world feels existent, is you have these sort of contextualized moments of interaction with your teammates. So it all adds up to a game world that really does present itself as something really fun to explore. That is the behemoth in the distance, if you can see that sort of hulking purple thing across the waterway. This is going to be a long fight. Very dangerous fight. I'm excited though. We are going to abuse Armiger mode quite a bit, and the fight will probably go into nighttime, which is exciting. And the day-night cycle, although a little fast, is another thing that contributes to this space feeling really real. If it's nighttime, you have to set up camp. And then you go into day, or you risk spending time at night, and I'm sort of trying to hide around this rock from the behemoth for a minute while I wait for my MP to settle and get into a point where I'm ready to use Armiger mode and really attack. One of the downsides of this game, though, is that there's no real lock-on. You sort of vaguely attack some spaces. And so that makes it hard for me to see where I'm going right now, so I feel like I'm wasting a lot of my Armiger just sort of teleporting and warping. Which is a shame, because this is the way that I'm going to establish any dominance over this creature. Everything does have a lot of heft and weight and power to it, which gives the world a real strong identity. Your enemies have advantages and weaknesses. So this thing is super strong, has a lot of speed, but on its other side, which I'm not attacking because I'm being very foolish, it's actually blind in the eye. So I'm much safer attacking from this side than I am from attacking the other side. So you can see I have a lot more sort of dominance over the space if I'm attacking from a certain angle. And I have a lot of more dominance over the enemy because I understand not only the enemy as this entity within the space I'm in, but I also sort of understand the space I'm in as really having solid qualities to it. And it seems sort of passé to say that those things really add up to a very strong game world, but they do. And so one of the things that makes Duscae very powerful is how you engage with enemies in the space. You know, I'm jumping around, I'm doing all of this stuff. We've knocked him over onto his side, so now we can do a lot of damage. The sort of confluence of enemy behaviors, of your own interactive options, and then of the game space being large and full of life and very active and not a passive space, makes Duscae very interesting to me. It's a place I want to be. Not just not just me saying, I want to play Final Fantasy, but it's like I want to explore this region of Final Fantasy even more. Which is its own sort of different set of circumstances. I want to revive my buddy and sort of take advantage of the pseudo iframes that come with reviving your allies. But I got hit pretty hard here. So this is tricky. This is very scary. I have a lot of potions. When you are in this mode, when you've been downed, the thing that eventually will happen is if your MP is depleted, you will get your game over. So there's this constant struggle between maybe wanting to use MP for attacks or for dodging, because dodging actually uses up MP as well. or like letting it build up to use Armiger mode. But the problem is, especially with the behemoth, is once it hits me, there's this very real danger of being knocked out and being taken down. My teammates can revive me, but once I'm down, the game is over. And there's not a lot of Phoenix Downs in this game either, so I only have one. And if my friends get into that same state, it's very difficult to sort of cope with and deal with. So the combat makes you consider the space you're in, consider the enemies that you're encountering, and really do some tactical decisions. I am sticking with the use of Armiger mode here, largely because of the damage output it can do, but it is a very risky thing, because it really does, it reduces my MP, which then puts me into a very dangerous state of affairs if I get hit. But we're slowly making progress on the creature. Like I said, this is going to be a long fight, so I'm going to give people the option to skip it if they want. But I'm fighting this large beast alongside my friends as the sun slowly starts to go down. Every now and then, maybe an Imperial ship will pass overhead. But you can see, when I get down to 0 HP, it prompts me to use the summon. But we are not going to do that. We are totally going to defeat this behemoth. I'm sure there's some gameplay channel out there where somebody has done a ton of level grinding and just like dominates this thing within a span of 10 minutes, but this seemed like a really good way to stress how strong the space in Duscae really is by giving us this very grand encounter. And also, it'll be really cool if I pull it off. This is a difficult fight, so difficult that the game, in the story section is just like, don't bother, use your summon. Instead here, we're going to buck the trend and really just try and fight. And we're going to use Warp Strike a lot here. Because it's not really moving around, the creature's not moving around a lot, so we can knock it off guard, and now we'll just sort of unleash, and we'll get closer towards our halfway point. I would love to be able to have ethers to really get my MP going really quickly, but unfortunately we don't have that. Instead, we just sort of have to survive and push forward. We're doing okay. It is tempting to switch to a different weapon and see if that has a greater effect. So we might, as we heal, we'll try switching over to our two-handed sword. And maybe that will give us a slower output, but stronger damage per hit. Man, it's hard to get to where I need to go. I can hear an Imperial ship overhead. I don't know where it went, but I could hear it. I want to save my friend. I want to save my other friend. Oh! Things are looking bleak here for a minute. But that's why we bought an excess of potions. Alright. This is one of the problems, though, of the things. We talk about things being solid and extant and sort of like existent. Your teammates, the collision detection with them is harsh. You can't, when you teleport, you can't get through them. You can see, like, I can just run up against Ignis right there and just not get anywhere, which is a problem. But we're back in time for Armiger, so we're going to hopefully do enough damage with Warp Strike again to knock it off guard. And this time when it's off guard, we'll use the two-handed sword to really go to town. Otherwise, I have no problem spamming this attack for a minute. It's very dynamic looking anyway. So it's like, that is some big DPS right there. And so you can see our attacks here. Now we're using our two-handed sword, which I don't know if I like the rate of attack, but each hit is doing about 600 damage or so. My teammates are in a bad space. I want to see if I can get in close. So we got one of them. Where's the other? We'll try. Oh, I dodged, and bad spot to be. Potion. There we go. I sort of dodged right into its path. There we go. Nice big hit for 1,000 damage right there. And it's frozen there for a minute, so let's get in a hit. Oh, bad timing on my part. There we go. I would love to have some sort of Dark Souls Monster Hunter thing where I could cut off the behemoth's tail. When you fight the Magitech soldiers from the Empire, you can actually cut off some of their limbs. Because they're these sort of manufactured beings. And they keep on fighting regardless. And sometimes they'll even use their own ability to detach their limbs against you, which is this other thing where you have a sort of way in which the space feels real. Enemies feel sort of like these entities that aren't just things to beat up, but they have they have limbs, they have actual body parts and all sorts of things. And that sounds, again, like a very banal thing when it comes to establishing how a world feels real, but all of those things, like I've said, the confluence of those things adds up to provide a lot of power. So now we're going to Warp Strike a lot again. If it gets off guard, we will totally not keep on using Warp Strike, but Warp Strike has proved very powerful and very useful right now. There's probably going to be someone in the comments, don't spam Warp Strike as much, use your abilities. So here's an ability, I just use Full Thrust. But we'll use Warp Strike again. So we're about down to the last third. So I can live with that. Let's change our weapon though. Our slow attack rate is making it difficult for me to build up MP again. You gain some MP when you attack, so let's go back to our normal short sword, which won't be as good from a damage standpoint, but as you can see, if I make connections, I am gonna get my MP back. And we're doing some decent hits here on its blind side. Oh, nice. So it's frozen, we can get in a couple of good hits. And we'll be back up to full MP in a second here. So Armiger it is. And Warp Strike it is. If it gets knocked offside, that's when I want to really, use a lot of things. But I can Dragoon jump onto its head or miss entirely. Like I did just there. So, come see, come saw. Take the good with the bad. But that's a good Dragoon jump into a Warp Strike. So, that's a combination of attacks that I can live with. I have to be very careful though, because I'm so low on MP that I think another hit will kill me. So I'm hoping that it doesn't turn its attention over here. But we're doing good. I haven't lost any teammates, which is nice. And I can just preemptively heal here even. I have an attack called Drain Blade, which I might use. A little bit of frame rate chug. Remember, this is basically a tech demo. Drain Blade will get me some health back. There we go, but it doesn't matter because I got hit like right after. Ooh, that's rough. Oh, I'm in a bad place. Not easy encounters, or at least not this one anyway. Some of the others, you know, if I bust out Armiger, I'm doing pretty good. Here, you know, I'm getting hit really hard, and I'm losing sight of the thing. And there, see, you can see a dropship above us. Although looking up did the frame rate drop again. But this whole battle, first off, I wanted to redeem myself for some poor play during the stream. I died a couple times, and now, so here I want to not only give us a big sort of story arc of going from one end of the map to the other, but I want us to have a foe that we face along the way, although that warp strike was terrible, and I don't know where the behemoth went. Okay, here we go. We'll use Drain Blade, get some health back, warp strike. The enemy's getting low on health, it's just taking a little bit of time to get there. Low on MP though. Oof. See, I don't like going into this danger state at all. And you know, the great thing would be to fight this behemoth and never go into that state, but I don't even know if that's like the way that it hits, the strength that it hits with. I don't know if that's something that we would be able to pull off. So instead, we just keep on attacking from the blind side, waiting for Armiger. Hopefully it'll drop a horn that we can sell. And in theory, with the land safe, we might be able to ride some chocobos. Don't take my word on that, though. Okay, so this guy's looking at me. He likes me right now. Alright, Armiger time. Oh, I missed. Okay. That's one thing, though. Your special attacks don't necessarily have this guarantee of hitting. Which, again, goes to providing us a game space where the world is very much moving around you. You move in it, but it also moves around you. So we just really want to spam and get some of the health down. The only issue being it's you know, really crazy difficult right now. And I'm getting hit hard, and I'm in a really bad spot, and if I don't use this potion in time, I will die. Whew. Okay. Yeah. It would be the ultimate anticlimax if I died right now. No matter how close you think you might be to the end, foe can still get you. I want to help my friends. And in going to do so, I've trapped myself against the wall, where the behemoth will likely kill me. I'm not trying to be pessimistic about my chances, it's just that it's a giant behemoth and things are absolutely terrifying facing it. And it seems to have a real hard-on for me right now. Alright, so Ignis is down. That's no good. Although I can, if I get close, we'll use the Phoenix down. We will use the Phoenix down. Thank you, game, for paying attention to me there for a minute. Because Prompto went down, so we can't afford to have just 2 party members left. It's just too dangerous. And we will just go to town using Warp Strike. And we will not only kill the behemoth, we will kill the frame rate of the PS4. Enough time to get in one more. It is really close to being defeated. But if I get hit again, I think I will die. But you can see, just by virtue of where we are on the battlefield, there's some big risk, because I was gonna say my other friend's gonna go down now. So the solution might be to, I don't want to run, but I want to get it away from that spot, because otherwise it's gonna really hurt my friends. So like my friend's down. Down and against the wall. Didn't mean to Warp Strike. So my buddy is going to die here. Unless I help him right now. Okay. This is scary. It's like one more round of Armiger and I'll pretty much have it where I want it to be, so I'm trying not to use a lot of magic. And I also can't keep track of it right now. It's moving around at a pace that I don't know where it is, so this is why lock-on in this game is... So like, having to engage with the camera so much definitely gives this game a sense of space, but at the same time it's probably one of the negative ways in which space is being really expressed or felt. Armiger, I know my buddy's in trouble, but we are going to attack and attack and attack again. Just because that we are at that point. This is now or never. Our DPS severely hampered by the fact that we just cannot, we don't have as many party members. And I need to run and help my friend. Oh boy. Oh boy. Talk about bringing it down to the wire. This is scary. Oh my god. Tell me that did not reset its health. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where's the enemy? Oh no, it's still weak. Good. I would have been painfully angry if for some reason that reset its health. Our teammates are in terrible spots. This part of the map somehow is just like an FPS sinkhole. Man. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. But this is also why I'm like, okay, we'll have an annotation where you don't have to watch me do all this. Okay, so really we're going to abuse Armiger again. And it's gonna look nigh incomprehensible just because of the amount of spamming that's going on, but it's like, oh shit, I got hit. Oh, no, no, no. I just healed. I just healed. I just healed. Fucking hell. No, 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 no. Item. Potion. Nice. Okay. Okay. This is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I hope you're on the edge of your seat, because I certainly am on the edge of mine. He's gonna focus on me. Can I save my buddy? Yes. But I get hit in the process. Will I have foolishly given up my life for him? Oh, okay. I swear, we are almost there. We are almost there. We are so close. Oh my god. People are gonna be like, she's not good at playing Final Fantasy 15. I am also doing something really hard. Armature. Shit, okay. This is it. Like, I'm just going for it. It's like, spam the attack. One more time. Oh, we are close! Oh, it's gonna hit me. Alright, if I go around this rock, I can get my friend. Okay, cool. Preemptively use a potion to help me out. And attack from the blind side. Oh, shit! Like, really? The story arc of this Let's Explore is, nuts. Can I reach my friend? Shit! He's gonna be down in a second. I need to heal. Yep. Oh, so it's down just to me! Okay, so this is gonna seem really, crappy because, my solution is to run around and get my MP up. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. This is terrifying. Look at this. Look at this moment. This is what we call super good AI. It's the best AI a game's ever had. Fucking hell. This is what it's come down to. Just me behind a rock. Armature ready. Alright, fuck you, asshole. You and me. We're doing it right now. Come on. Come on! Fuck you! It's over. It's over. Tell me it's over. How many more of these can we swing in? 2 more? 1 more? This might be my last one I can get here. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. It is daylight. It is just me. He is down so low on health. Hey, remember that thing from before? Holy shit. I thought I was at the right level. I thought I was all set. If I take cover, my MP actually recovers fairly quickly. So this could be it. This could be the last big barrage. Armature. Warp Strike. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on, we can do it! We can do it! The story arc of this Let's Explore is all over the place. One more. Come on. Come on, you son of a bitch. Oh my gosh. It's not done. It's not done. So close, but not there. Listen, I know this is like big cheaty exploit territory, but I said I was going to slay the behemoth without using my summon, and damn it, we're going to do it. And we're going to go to that Chocobo farm, and we're going to crack open a couple of beers and celebrate. Alright. Fuck you! Fuck you! There's nothing on your health bar. How are you not done? How are you not dead? Come on. Come on. Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Oh, no. No! Potion, quick! Gotta run. This is terrifying. How are we not done? How is it not dead? I have had 40 potions. I'm down to my last 10. I know not many of you are watching at this point. I know you're like, whatever, done. Fuck you! You're going down! Come on. Come on! Yes! Yeah! Alright! Oh, man! Holy shit! Wow! I know that was so, like, and look at this. I can't even, like, its corpse is... Can I climb its corpse? No, but man, it would be nice to stand on top of, the carcass of our foe. Holy crap. If you made it through all of that, you're a hero. You're a real trooper. So let's check the map. I think it's this button here. We're close to the Chocobo outpost. Very good. That's insane. And I know I sort of abused Armiger and all of these things and took advantage of the fact that it couldn't go around the rock or whatever, but it's like, if you want to talk about space, one of the craziest things you can do in space, especially space that's sort of defined by combat. Oh, look at some enemies sort of spawning in. I've never seen that before. One of the craziest things to do is just to sort of dominate space and claim it, which sounds like a really silly military way of looking at a game, but it's like, okay, episode Duscae, what do I got in this space? I got a behemoth. How can I test the efficacy of this space as a really strong living thing? And that is to challenge myself in the space as much as possible. And to do that, I have to sort of defeat the big monster. I know that wasn't a lot of design talk, and it was more just watching me duck and scramble to fulfill a silly self-imposed challenge, but, you know, now we can see these strange geometries again. How everything's sort of built like that, and the crystal in the lake, which is really great. We have the airships going overhead, and now we have made it to the Chocobo farm, the ranch. Which is this is another really charming space, because it's both like a hitching post and then like. Also, listen to it has the Chocobo theme. And that's really cool. But there are people in this space, and we have the Chocobos, which are really great. We can listen to folks too, if we wanted to, but we have the Chocobos. So maybe, I don't know if killing the behemoth is enough to let us get on a Chocobo, but listen, we have fulfilled our objective. We sort of made it through the region, faced its greatest challenge, and I don't know if it dropped a behemoth horn, but if it did, I want to sell it. Did it? It did not. So at the end of the day, what do we have? A vibrant living world, interesting juxtaposition. You move around in it just as much as other things move around you in the space. And we slayed the behemoth, even though it was a bit of a cheesy fight. We're going to get back to Doom and Chex Quest soon. And I'll also probably show off Type Zero's sort of hub. The sort of magic school where it takes place in. But that's a little taste of the game space of Final Fantasy 15 episode Duscae. Episode Sasuke. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.